You're mid-spiral, your heart's pounding, chest is tight, and you tell yourself, I just need to calm down, breathe, think positive. But yet it gets worse every single time. There's a reason for that, and it might not be what you think. I want you to think of your nervous system like a smoke alarm. So when there's smoke, it goes off. It starts screaming at you. That's its job. Now, imagine standing underneath that alarm, yelling, Shut up. There's no fire. It's fine in here. But does it stop? No, because the alarm does not respond to logic. It responds to the signal that triggered it. And most people have never been taught how to change that signal. Now, I worked with a woman who had just gotten a preliminary medical diagnosis, the kind that comes with more questions than answers, and her smoke alarm went off. She knew in that moment that physically she was okay, but all the what ifs that kept flooding her head wouldn't stop. And the more she told herself to calm down, the harder her body pushed back. Then she discovered something that shifted everything. I'm going to show you exactly what she found, and I'm going to walk you through an example of that before this video is over. When you try to calm down and your body fights back, there are three layers at play, and most techniques only touch one of them. That's why they don't stick, and we're going to address all three right now. So let's talk about what's actually happening when you're in that downward spiral and telling yourself to calm down isn't working. There are three layers involved, and most of what you've been taught only reaches the first one. Now, layer one is the thinking layer, and this is where most techniques live. They are positive affirmations, cognitive reframing, telling yourself, I'm safe, everything's fine. And look, there's nothing wrong with those tools, but they only talk to your conscious mind, and your conscious mind is not the one running the show. Here's what I mean. Layer two is the body's response. Your body doesn't wait for your conscious mind to weigh in. It doesn't poll you or ask you questions. It doesn't ask, hey, should we panic right now? It just fires. Your heart rate goes up, your chest starts to tighten, your stomach drops, your hands might go cold, you may even start shaking. That response happens before you even finish a thought because it's not coming from the thinking or the logical part of your brain, it's coming from something deeper. And that brings us to the layer most people don't talk about, and that is the installed pattern. Now, as you go throughout your life, from the moment you're born, your subconscious records experiences for future reference. Every experience you've ever had, especially the ones that have big emotions attached, especially negative emotions, those get filed away. And this is how the subconscious forms structures that support who we are and how our world works. Its job is to keep you safe. This is how we learn on automatic how to be in this world and how to respond to everything that's happening around us. So when something in your present even slightly resembles something from your past, could be a tone of voice, a feeling of uncertainty, a sense of being out of control, your subconscious pulls that old file and your body responds as if the original experience is happening right now in the present moment. Now, that's not a malfunctioning. Your system is doing exactly what it was intended to do. In faster EFT, we call this a successful, undesirable outcome. Your subconscious got the result it was aiming for. It's just not the results that you want. It's working from old information, from old memories, from old experiences. So when you try to calm down using only that thinking layer, the logical part of your brain, layer one, layer two and three are still running that old program. And that's why it feels like you're fighting against yourself, because you are. But here's where it gets really interesting. Let's go back to that smoke alarm. The alarm is screaming at you. It's loud. You're standing under it yelling, there's no fire. But here's what you haven't considered. From your nervous system's perspective, The fact that you're panicking about the alarm confirms that there's a problem. Your resistance becomes the fuel. Think about that for a second. When you try to push an emotion down, you're sending your subconscious a message. This feeling is dangerous. This feeling needs to be controlled. And your subconscious, which is always listening, always recording, goes, got it. This is a threat. So let me double down and protect you even harder. So it turns up the volume. That looks like more anxiety, more tightness, more racing thoughts, because your system is doing the job perfectly based on the information it has filed away. That's why deep breathing alone doesn't change the pattern. That's why positive thinking alone doesn't change the pattern. Those techniques talk to the alarm. They don't update the system that's triggering the alarm in the first place. Remember my client with medical diagnosis? She was doing everything right. She was doing the deep breathing. She was rationalizing. She was telling herself she was fine. She just needed to wait for the actual results of future tests. But every bit of that, every single thought she had made her spiral downward faster and harder because her subconscious wasn't responding to the diagnosis. It was responding to an old pattern of feeling out of control. The diagnosis just happened to match the pattern. And once that match was made, her body took over. She didn't need better coping tools. She needed to change the reference her subconscious was using. And that's the missing piece, the link. You change the references and you change the automatic outcome, not the thoughts, not the breathing, the references, the original recordings or memories your subconscious is pulling from to decode how your body should respond right now in this present moment. So how do you actually do that? And this is where everything I've learned as a faster EFT practitioner changed the way I understand healing. And honestly, it really changed what I thought I knew about the body. And you've probably heard that the body stores trauma, and you've felt that. You can feel that in your body, the tight chest, the knot in your stomach, the shoulders up around your ears. It's real, it's physical. So it makes sense to think that the body is holding on to something, right? But here's what's actually happening. Your body is responding to instructions from your subconscious mind. The mind thinks, you have thoughts, the body follows every single time. That tightness in your chest, your subconscious is referencing an old memory, an old experience that got filed with big emotions attached. And it's telling your body to produce sensations right now. And your body is just doing what it's told. And that's why body-based techniques alone only get you so far. They're all working on the response, not the instructions. I like to use the analogy of mopping the floor while the faucet is still running. You can mop all day, and you might feel better for a minute. It looks like you're staying ahead of the game, but until somebody turns off the faucet, you're going to be mopping up again tomorrow. That faucet is the memory, the recording. And this is where faster EFT is completely different from anything else out there. Most approaches try to fix you. Faster EFT starts from a completely different place. Nothing needs to be fixed. What needs to happen is that the information or the memories your subconscious is using just needs to be updated. Your subconscious runs the brain and the body. It's running programs all day long, most of them without you even noticing. They're kind of like the apps on your phone. You know they're there, you know they're always updating, but you're not really aware of them. So when your body floods with anxiety before your brain even clocks or knows what's happening, that's a program based on old data, old references, old memories. Since it's the subconscious that's controlling the brain and the body based on the memories that it holds, changing those memories automatically changes the way the subconscious controls the body and the brain, and that automatically changes the outcome. This is what we call memory reconsolidation and or neural rewiring. We're not just releasing emotions from an experience, we're changing the way your subconscious holds the experience itself. Now, the memory doesn't disappear, But that charge, that emotional zing from that memory, the emotional weight of it, that's what changes. The instructions that it's been sending your body, those change. And when those change, your body follows because that's what the body does. It follows the mind, always, every time. You don't have to fight the feeling. You don't have to overpower it. You don't have to outthink it. You change what's underneath it, the memory, the reference, the original recording, and the feeling changes on its own. And that's what my client discovered. We didn't work on that diagnosis. We didn't work on the anxiety itself, because the anxiety is just a symptom. We went to work on the original pattern, the original thought, the original memory, the feeling of being out of control that had been installed a long time ago. And when those references changed, the anxiety around the diagnosis started to soften, started to unravel, because the system no longer had a reason to sound the smoke alarm. So in Fast EFT, we use tools to disrupt the signal between the brain and the major organs of the body that trigger the fight or flight response, while simultaneously changing the neural pathways in the brain. It reaches all three layers: the thinking, the body, and the pattern that got installed. And the beautiful part is you don't have to relive everything. You don't have to dig into your trauma and talk about it for months. You just have to be willing to notice it, notice what's there, and then let it change. Now, let me show you exactly how this feels. We're going to do a little exercise together right now. Okay, now I told you that the body follows the mind. And when you change the instruction, the feeling changes. And now I want you to experience that for yourself. So right now, we're just going to do a little experiment. And something is probably going to shift for you in the next few minutes. So just stay with me and follow my instructions. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, or if you've worked with me personally, tapping is one of my favorite tools to disrupt that signal. But today, I'm going to use another tool. So here's where we're going to start. I want you to think of something that's been bothering you lately. Not something really big, nothing traumatic. That should be left for a professional and not done in a setting like this. Just think of something that's been sitting on you, weighing on your mind. Maybe it's a little worry. Maybe it's a conversation that you kind of been rehashing, a situation you've kept replaying. It's got to be something that when you think about it right now, you can feel that in your body. Now, if you have to pause the video, go ahead and do that so that you can locate that memory and then step into it, feel it, see where that feeling shows up in your body. Got it? Good. Now, notice where you feel it. Is it in your chest, your stomach? Is it in your throat? Maybe your shoulders? Just notice where it lives. And actually point to it. Put your hand on the spot where you feel it the most. You're telling your body that you're listening, that you're paying attention. Now give it a number from 1 to 10. 10 means it really is like off the charts, bothers you. Now, again, nothing traumatic, just something that really bothers you. And number 1 is it's barely there. So what is your number right now? Remember that number. And when I do this exercise, I have to close my eyes so that I can access that feeling. If that's what you have to do, please feel free to do that right now. And just follow my voice, follow my instructions. Okay, that feeling that you've accessed, it's not just sitting there. It's moving in your body. It has a direction. And let's put a spin on that direction. Is it going clockwise or is it going counterclockwise? And there's no wrong answer. Just pay attention, tune into it, and just trust this process. Go with the very first thing that comes to your mind. Don't overthink it. Got it? Now I want you to slow that spinning down. Slow it way down. Feel it getting slower and slower, like it's winding down, almost coming to a stop. And now it does stop. Now reverse that feeling. Spin it the other way, the opposite direction. Very slowly at first, then a little faster, and a little faster. Let that build. and notice what's happening. Something's already starting to change just a little bit. The intensity, the location, the quality of that spitting. Something's different. That's your nervous system responding in real time to new instructions. Okay, now I just want you to take a deep breath in and blow it out. Now go back and check your number, that number from 1 to 10. Go back to that thing that was bothering you. Think about it. Notice the feeling. Notice how it's changed. What's the number now? Is it the same? Is it lower? Did it go up? Sometimes that happens. Has it moved somewhere else? Just notice that. Got it? Good, but we're not done yet. Now in your mind, I want you to go somewhere good. Think of something that makes you feel calm or happy or safe. It can be anything. It could even be a favorite color that just makes you feel good to look at it. Maybe it's the feeling of petting your dog or cat. Maybe it's warm sunlight on your face, the sound of rain, a moment where everything just felt right. Pause the video until you can access that feeling. All right, good. Step into it like you're there. Feel it in your body. Just let it settle. And as that feeling settles, I want you to notice that that feeling has a spin to it too. Notice which direction it's moving. Is it clockwise, counterclockwise? Just notice it. What color is it? Now, make that spinning feeling bigger, brighter, bolder. Let it expand. And now what I want you to do is I want you to take that good feeling and I want you to send it to the place where that original feeling was. Send it right to that spot, however that feels right for you. Pour it in, push it in there. Just let it flood that space, however that works for you. And just notice what happens when you do that. Okay, come back to me. Take a nice deep breath in. Blow it out. Now, what I want you to do is go back to that original thing that you thought about, that situation, whatever it was. Try to feel it the way that you felt it before. Notice what's changed. How is it different? What is your number now? How many points did it drop? Now, something just changed for you. And it may have just been a slight change. It may have been a big one. Whatever it was right for you. But what I want you to notice is what didn't happen. You didn't talk about your childhood. You didn't relive a trauma. You didn't analyze anything. You didn't need me to know your story. You didn't even need me to be in the room with you. You felt something uncomfortable in your body. You changed the way your body was producing it. And then you gave your mind something new to encode in that space. Now, that wasn't a breathing exercise. It wasn't a distraction. That's your mind updating a pattern in real time. It came into the present. It brought you out of the trance of that old memory, that feeling, and we changed it at the neurological level. That old feeling had a structure, a location, a feeling, a spin, an intensity. You changed that structure. You did that. And the feeling changed with it. Because the body doesn't decide what to feel, it follows instructions. You just gave it a new one. And here's what I want you to hear. What you just did is just one tool, 1 out of 75 that we were taught during training. 75 different tools to change the pattern, to update the memory, to update the program. Imagine what happens when we go deeper, when we find that exact memory that installed the pattern. The moment that your subconscious decided, this is how we're going to respond to stress or conflict or uncertainty, and we rewrite it. Not suppress it, not cope with it, change it. So the instruction that has been running on autopilot for years, if not decades, gets updated. That's what fast EFT does. Not just interrupt the feeling, it changes the structure of the memory that's producing it. If what happened in the last few minutes surprised you, that's just the doorway. And there's a whole house on the other side of that doorway. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. You've been told your whole life, just calm down, control your emotions, to think your way through things, to breathe through it, to push through it. And every time it didn't work, you thought something was wrong with you, but nothing is wrong with you. Your system was doing exactly what it was designed to do, responding to old references that nobody ever showed you how to change. You were not failing at trying to calm down. You were trying to use a tool that only reached one layer when there's 3 layers involved. Now you know what those 3 layers are. Your emotions were never the problem. They were the messenger. And today, you stopped yelling at that messenger. You listened and you changed the message at the source. That's what fast EFT does. Not by fighting what you feel, but by changing why you feel it. Now, if you want to explore what's on the other side, there's a link to book a free consultation with me in the description. They usually run 30 to 60 minutes. No pressure. You just felt what this work can do in a short period of time. And if you want to explore it further, just reach out and I'll see you in the next one.